Hey everyone, take a second and just look down at the ground beneath your feet. Our planet Earth is perfectly balanced for life. I mean, its specific size dictates our gravity, our atmosphere, our oceans, and even the very way we move through the world. We take this delicate equilibrium completely for granted. But today, I want you to imagine a kind of cinematic, cosmic mystery. What would actually happen if this perfectly balanced planet of ours suddenly doubled in size? Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to explore the thrilling and honestly pretty terrifying possibilities of a supersized Earth. Just picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning, stretch, roll out of bed, and find out that the world outside your window has radically transformed overnight. The Earth is suddenly twice as big as it was when you went to sleep. What would that immediate reality actually feel like? Would you notice it right away? And what would it mean for you, for me, and for the entire human race? Now, I know what your very first thought might be. Bigger planet simply means more land, right? You might be envisioning these vast new continents opening up out of nowhere, abundant new real estate for everyone, and this untapped, limitless wealth of natural resources just waiting for humanity to claim. It sounds like a total dream scenario, a brand new frontier for a growing global population to expand into, without any consequences. But let's look at the darker side of this planetary coin. Would this massive shift actually be a complete catastrophe? Instead of a paradise of endless space and resources, could a supersized Earth make life as we know it completely impossible? The answer might genuinely surprise you, because changing the size of a planet doesn't just give you more dirt and water, it fundamentally rewrites the laws of physics that govern how we live and survive every single day. Here's where the physics gets really intense. The very first consequence we'd face is the crushing weight of gravity. Because if Earth's radius suddenly doubles, its overall volume and its mass actually increases by 8 times. Because of that, the surface gravity pulling you down is suddenly twice as strong. This isn't just some subtle shift you'd barely notice. It's the mass of all that extraplanetary material pulling absolutely everything, including you, down toward the center of the Earth with a relentless, crushing force. The immediate difference in our daily lives would be staggering. Think about it. On our current Earth, walking to the kitchen or jumping up to catch a ball feels totally effortless. We don't even think about the mechanics of it. But on a giant Earth, you suddenly weigh twice as much. Every single step becomes an exhausting chore. Jumping? Yeah, right. That would be a monumental task. Everyday activities that we completely take for granted right now would suddenly require an enormous amount of energy just to fight that invisible downward pull. And this gravitational shift immediately triggers a severe biological crisis. Our bodies are quite literally not built for this new reality. Human bones and muscles evolved over millions of years specifically for Earth's current gravity. Under this new extreme, our bones would be subjected to immense, painful stress just supporting our own weight. Our muscles would be completely overwhelmed just trying to keep us standing upright. And it's not just a human problem. Every animal out there would face these identical, crushing survival challenges. A bird trying to take flight, a horse attempting to run, the entire biological world would be under siege by gravity itself. But the biological struggle is really only half of this terrifying story. If we shift our focus away from our own bodies and look at the modern world we've built, things look just as grim. Think about our massive cities, our sprawling infrastructure, our towering skylines. What happens to our carefully constructed civilization when the fundamental rule of gravity suddenly changes? Well, it creates an absolute nightmare scenario for our infrastructure. That stronger gravity would place unprecedented pressure on all of our tall structures. Those sleek skyscrapers we're so proud of, their current designs would instantly become obsolete, buckling and collapsing under their own drastically increased weight. The entire field of engineering would become infinitely harder, forcing us to rethink how we build absolutely everything, from bridges to apartment complexes, just to prevent total structural failure. And the danger isn't just in the ground beneath our feet. It extends way up into the sky above. A larger Earth wouldn't just pull harder on solid objects, it would pull harder on the air itself. This creates a much denser atmosphere. We're talking about a thicker layer of gases capable of holding vastly different, highly oppressive surface air pressure. And with that thick, heavy atmosphere, we'd see a terrifying shift toward much more extreme weather patterns. Storms would trap more energy, winds would be violent, and the very air we breathe would feel incredibly thick and strange. Now here is where the story takes a profound and honestly a slightly depressing turn for the future of humanity. With a heavier planet, physically burdened bodies, collapsing infrastructure, and a thicker, volatile atmosphere, we would face a really grim new reality. We could become completely trapped on Earth. all of our cosmic ambitions, our dreams of reaching Mars and beyond, would hit a massive, perhaps insurmountable physical roadblock. When you look at the unforgiving physics of space travel in this scenario, the math just becomes terrifying. To launch a rocket on this giant Earth, we'd have to generate far more energy than modern technology currently allows, just to fight that suffocating gravitational pull. Escaping Earth's gravity would become so profoundly challenging that space exploration would basically grind to a halt. We would essentially become prisoners, locked down by our own planet's immense mass. So, if we can't leave, and our cities are collapsing, and simply walking is a massive chore, what happens to us? Could life actually adapt? If we look forward into the deep, distant future, is biological survival even a possibility on this strange, heavy world we now have to call home? It sets up an incredible planetary struggle over deep time. Day one is just pure chaos, immediate, desperate survival struggles for all life. Fast forward 1,000 years, and the entire planet looks vastly different. The flora and fauna that couldn't cope with the gravity and extreme weather would be gone, replaced by only the absolute most resilient survivors. But give it 1,000,000 years? Over those immense stretches of deep time, life might actually evolve and adapt to handle these punishing new conditions. Nature is remarkably stubborn, right? It always finds a way. If humans somehow managed to survive that million-year evolutionary gauntlet, we wouldn't look anything like we do today. Future humans would be entirely different creatures. To withstand the constant, punishing heavy gravity, we would likely evolve to be much shorter, more compact, and vastly stronger. We develop thicker bones and dense, incredibly powerful muscles, just to perform the same everyday tasks our ancestors once did with ease. We would literally become a new species, uniquely forged by the immense weight of our world. Okay, let's bring it all back to our current reality. A bigger Earth might sound exciting at first, like some grand sci-fi adventure with endless land, but as we've discovered today, that stronger gravity would radically change almost every single aspect of life, mostly for the worse. It really makes you realize how incredibly precious our current reality is. The delicate balance of our current Earth, its specific, perfect size, is precisely the reason life is able to thrive here so beautifully today. We are perfectly tuned to the exact world we inhabit. So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Knowing absolutely everything we've just discussed, the crushing gravity, the collapsing cities, the wild extreme weather, and the incredible physical toll it would take on our bodies, would you actually want to live on a giant Earth? Let us know what you think down in the comments. And if you enjoyed diving into this documentary-style mystery with me today, make sure to subscribe to Curious Orbit for more incredible science mysteries and discoveries. Keep wondering, keep exploring, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.